Oh, okay. I was gonna say that'd be tragic. Me giving Bridget Jones advice is terrible. That's not, yeah.
But sometimes those memories are suddenly
Bridget.
all we're left with.
Thank you so much for your time. And first of all, congratulations to all of you. It's amazing to see this new chapter bring so much humor and heart, and I think people are gonna love it. So congrats.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
From Bridget Jones' diary to now, Bridget has experienced love in completely different ways. So I wanted to know, how has playing her at these different stages shaped your own perspective on what love can mean over time?
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, I think that it might be that life has taught me those lessons, and it's funny to sort of share experiences in real time with a fictional character as you move through life, you know? And I think when each time we revisit Bridget and find out where she is in that particular moment and who she is in the new moment, I think that, you know, I'm different and I have different perspective. And so sort of finding things to draw from, to share in that creative process is the new challenge, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's one of those things that we all experience, you know, we all, as we go through life. The school of hard knocks, right? In the love department.
First of all, I wanted to say congratulations. I really, really, really enjoyed the movie. And well, directing a Bridget Jones film means stepping into a world that's beloved by so many people. What was the moment when you felt like, yes, this is my Bridget Jones story?
That's a great question, because that's how you have to start making any film, is just feel like this is not just a story to tell, but this is in some ways my story to tell. So I really appreciate that question. And I think for me, it was the moment that I realized just at the very beginning of all this, before we even had everything sort of worked out, when I knew that this Bridget Jones would feel different, because this Bridget Jones is both the fun and love and warmth and everything that, you know, the silliness that we expect from Bridget, but also flavored with this new thing that she's lost, you know, the love of her life. And so there's an opportunity to make a film that speaks to both sides of, I think, of like our experiences as people, the fun and the joy and the love, and also the sadness and the loss. These are things that we can't hide from. And so I thought there was an opportunity to make it like a comedy about grief, a comedy like that sort of blends the love and the fun with the other thing too.
So Leo, Rockstar plays a key role in Bridget's healing. Your chemistry with Renée was crucial to making this story feel real. How did you and Renée build that trust and connection, especially with such an unconventional romance?
We just had it. We just hit it off very quickly. You know, we were became. I'd like to say we became friends quite fast, and I think, you know, it's always a little bit awkward filming intimate scenes, and so if you can both sort of be on the same page and have a sense of humor about it and kind of go, yep, this is awkward.
Yep.
Let's do it.
This is a weird job.
Yeah, it's a weird job.
Yeah, but we laugh. We just laugh.
Yeah, that really not only helps personally, but it kind of throws a nice ingredient into what you end up seeing on screen. So it was, and she made it incredibly easy for me to feel comfy and at home in Bridget's world.
She's always been a character who captured like the reality of love, but now she's entering like a new phase, like you said, like she's a widow now, she's a mother, and she's, you know, like rediscovering herself. What was the one thing you wanted to say with Matt about the boy that hadn't been said in any other Bridget Jones film?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. You know, to me, like the previous films, I think, you know, brilliantly told these wonderful sort of love triangle stories. You know, is it going to be Hugh Grant? Is it going to be, you know, Colin Firth? It's amazing. Like, these are iconic, you know, stories. But if you know, this film, I think, is structured differently. I didn't want to make a love triangle anymore because her life is more complicated now. She, you know, in one sense, she's got to be there for her children in the present, and you know, as a mother, she's discovering what that is. It's all chaotic and nuts, and her heart is really still in the past at the beginning of this. You know, with Mark. So this was a story about a woman sort of realizing and coming to the acceptance that she doesn't have what she had, and that's terribly, really sad. But what she has is incredibly important and life-giving, which is her love for herself and her children and the life that she has. And it's only then that she can be ready to really meet the person that might represent her future. So yeah, that to me is like, figure out who you are in this moment, fill it with love, and then you can move on from there.
And also, I wanted to know, how has your personal experience, you know, with love, relationships, or even loss influenced the way you approach this film?
Yeah, it has. I mean, because to me, that was the call to make this story. And I think all of us, you know, we progress through life. I've lived my life sort of in parallel with Bridget in some ways. You know, I was a similar type of age, I suppose, to her when it came out. So I was making my own way in London, like trying to figure out, like, oh God, you know, how do I do this? You know, and then she had kids at a certain point at the end of the last film, and you know, I did. So I felt like I've gone through my life with her, and you know, unfortunately, one of the things that we all have to face, it's just part of the human, you know, condition, is that life, you know, it throws curveballs at you, and you know, and for myself, I've been in situations where I've had to, you know, you discover the joy again. You have to look for the joy. It's been in different ways. Thank God, you know, I haven't been in Bridget's exact situation, losing the you know, person you love most in life. God knows I'm grateful for that. But we've all experienced things that have challenged us and have made us sort of question things. And, you know, and it's just part of it. And so to watch someone like Bridget, or to be there to tell the story of someone like Bridget, who is so upbeat and positive as a human, and to watch that person find their way through, you know, it's helpful, and it's helpful to me, and I hope to others, you know.
So, Chiwetel, at the start of the film, your character would likely never expect to end up with Bridget. So, what do you think it says about, I don't know, like life and love, that sometimes the best relationships are the ones we don't see coming?
Well, I think that's probably very, very true. Yeah, certainly at the beginning of the film, Mr. Wallaker has a very, you know, heartfelt relationship with his whistle. And that's about all that he kind of, that's as far as he gets. You know,
Good night, whistle.
Exactly.
Morning.
Exactly.
That's cool.
He's a very straight-laced character, and he's very sort of buttoned up. But I love him. I love him as a part, you know. And as soon as I read the part, I was just like, I love this guy, you know, because I feel like there's a lot of subtext to him. There's a lot of depth to him, and we get to know him a little bit more, you know, as the film goes on, and as Bridget gets to know him, and so you know, I think there's all sorts of layers to him which are really interesting. So it was really fun to play.
Bridget has had some iconic romantic mishaps. What's one piece of dating advice you'd give her?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that'd be tragic. Me giving Bridget Jones advice is terrible. This one, yeah.
I mean, I would not presume. I would not presume to give a lady advice. No.
Maturity.
In the dating capacity.
Well, the advice that I'd give, maybe check that there's no plastic pianos in the bed or whatever.
Yeah.
That's it. Though.
Oh, you didn't say, yeah.
And dolls, yeah.
I didn't say toys. Yeah, all dolls.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great advice.
Where are the ladies with the big Hair. Well, they couldn't make it, I'm afraid. They're washing their hair.
All three?
Well, they wash each other's, you see.
So, guys, it was really, really nice to meet you. Thank you for your time. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks very much. Nice to meet you.
Uncle Daniel!
Miniature Darcy, what's the news?